Good evening. Hello, everyone. Sandbox Social. My name is Shakita Malloy, and I am owner of Pure Wisdom Consulting, Inc. Going to allow some individuals to join in before we get started this evening. Hope everyone has had a wonderful Friday. It is Friday. I look forward to Fridays. I look forward to Fridays. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Going to allow some people to join in before I get started. On our topic for this evening, I want to thank the beautiful Miss Catherine for inviting me and providing me this opportunity to be able to share with you. So just going to give some individuals time to join in. I'll wait a couple minutes and we'll get started. I have this blemish on my phone. I hope you guys can't see it. I can see it, but hope you guys can't see it. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Join, share, tell your friends to join the group. We're going to be talking about some juicy stuff this evening. So just going to allow a few other people to join in before we get started on our topic this evening. Again, I want to thank Miss Catherine for providing me with this opportunity to be able to share pure wisdom with you guys. So give a couple more minutes. It is Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because of course the live video will stay in the group, and you'll be able to look back at it and replay it, and catch different parts of it, and be able to watch it. Good evening, Micah. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So, my name is Shakita, and I am owner of Pure Wisdom, Pure Wisdom Consulting Incorporated. And also, I am founder and executive director of Another Chance House of Refuge, nonprofit organization here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm a woman of many hats, but tonight we're going to be talking about from Pure Wisdom. Pure Wisdom is my for-profit business, and my for-profit business is life coaching. I do life coaching for professionals and for personal, for your personal life and your professional life. So Pure Wisdom Incorporated has been in business for 8 years now, and I have helped many people around the world. I have allowed my gifts to my gifts made room for me. So I'm going to share my gifts with you. First, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about myself. Like I stated, I'm founder of Another Chance House of Refuge nonprofit organization here in Charlotte, and I am owner of Pure Wisdom Consulting Inc., where I am a certified life coach for professional and personal purposes. I'm a published author, and I am also a motivational speaker. Because of this pandemic, I really haven't been able to really speak and share the way that I want to. So, getting warmed up. I made some notes, but our topic for this evening is redemption. How to maximize your life from trial to triumph, even in a pandemic, right? We have many things that we go through in life, and especially the current challenge of having this pandemic all around the world, that kind of put a halt to many things in our lives. So I want to read my bio to you, and not necessarily just read it, but tell you about myself. My with the for-profit consulting business, personal and professional, I have allowed my spiritual gifts to make room for me, and I provide prophetic messages to individuals. I've allowed myself to be a vessel. Once I created this organization, once I created Pure Wisdom, I really moved out of the way. Shakita moved herself out of the way and just allowed God to use me. I have known about my spiritual gifts since I was 9 years old, and it wasn't until about 12 years ago when I began to do the soul searching and self-healing within myself that I allowed myself to be an open and willing vessel to be able to share and spread God's love and light. Been through many challenges, many things that most people, go through. You go through the rape, you go through, divorce, relationships, marriages, you have children, you have, you go through professional things where, you go through jobs or you try to figure out what your purpose is in life. With that process that I went through, I really took the time to work within myself and do the self-healing, deal with the traumas of my childhood and going into adulthood, really healing those things, sitting with myself and saying, hey, what are these things that's triggering me? What are my emotions trying to tell me? So I went through that process, and through that process, I was able to heal. And then on the other end of that, I built Pure Wisdom. Pure Wisdom is where I utilize my gifting again and life experiences. Have helped many people around the world by sharing experiences from myself and from other individuals that have come across my path as well. But tonight I want to talk about redemption. I did quite a few bit of notes about redemption. First and foremost, redemption. What is the definition of redemption? Redemption is the action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. It is the action of regaining or gaining something in exchange for clearing a debt. You vindicate, meaning to clear. Savior, begin to save yourself, self-heal. You begin to recover. You begin to really sit with yourself and think about and process the many different trials and traumas that we've been through, that you've been through to really help you understand where you're going, right? And then you reclaim. You reclaim your power. You rise back to your throne for us women. You rise back to your queendom of who you truly are, your true essence. And when you are able to rise back to your throne, and when you're able to embrace your true self, your authentic self, you're able to be that beacon of light. You're able to be that beacon of light to help someone else heal on their journey. So when redemption, what comes up for me, redemption, redeem. You're redeeming yourself. You can redeem a coupon. You go in and, you trade something and you trade your traumas for your triumphs. You trade your traumas to be able to live in your triumphs. You trade your traumas to be able to live a happy and peaceful and graceful life with ease. Life will not always be peaceful. Perfect. Life will always present you with challenges. Life is extremely challenging. And with the challenges in life, we have to understand that those challenges aren't meant to break us. Those challenges are meant to strengthen us. Those challenges are meant to teach us lessons about ourselves so that we can begin to heal again, through this journey of life. Life is a story, right? Life is a story, and life is a journey that you're going to forever consistently heal. You're going to consistently work at every day. You show up. You be greater than what you were the day before. You look at yourself. You recognize yourself. You recognize the triggers in your life that say, hey, wait a minute. Why am I emotional today? What are these emotions that's coming up for me? You begin to redemption. When you redeem yourself, when you redeem your life and redeem your authenticity, you're able to be that beacon of light. You're able to shine. And even, with Christianity and religion, I was raised in a Baptist church. I wasn't my family wasn't the family that really made me go to church every Sunday and things of that sort, but I knew what church was. I had that foundation. I knew what Christianity or what spirituality was. But it wasn't until I began to accept myself that I understood the greater of all. And that's authenticity, to be able to rise back within yourself myself. So I chose a Bible scripture and for redemption. And the Bible scripture is Ephesians 1:7. And it says, in him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of our transgressions. What are transgressions? Transgressions are going against a rule, going against your authenticity, going against your intuition, going against your gut, going against that small whisper inside your head, telling you, hey, this is the right way that you need to go. Many times we get confused with the little voices in our head because, there will always be chatter, right? And I have this saying that you control your mind. You program your mind so your mind won't be able to program you, right? You think positive thoughts. You create positive situations regardless of what it is that's going on around you. So just even within myself, sharing some of my story or bits and pieces of my story where I was a teen mother. I had a child at a very young age, and I was determined to be something greater. I came from a family of poverty. At that time, I didn't know that I was within poverty because, my mother and my grandmother, they cultivated me. They showed me love. They expressed love, and they also taught me about the hard things in life. But it wasn't until I was able to really embrace my adulthood and my authenticity that I began to understand the teachings that they were teaching me. So, not having the best background, not having that family support, not having that educational foundation. It wasn't until my adulthood that I made the decision, because you have to make the decision to redeem yourself. You have to make the decision within inside of yourself and say, hey, I want better. I want to be better. I want to do more. So I made that decision, and even throughout the trials, I was able to triumph. And on the other side of that, I am triumphing. So I wanted to be able to share with you some of the tools and techniques and things. I made a list of things because I'm a writer, I'm a published author, and over the years I've written so many different articles and so many different passages about self, about evolving, about learning, and knowing that there's something greater within ourselves. So we're going to talk about the 7 secrets to manifestation on how to redeem yourself. What does that look like, redeeming yourself? Secret 1. Secret 1 is becoming engrossed creates manifestation. Engrossment means really getting into the task you're doing as if nothing else in the whole entire world exists apart from that. And tips on that is start to concentrate more and follow a plan every day and stick to it. Secret 1, right? Secret 1, when I say become engrossed, meaning tunnel vision, you have I give my children, I'm a mother as well, mother of 3 children, 22, 10, and 6. And I teach my children the 3 P's. You plan, you prepare, and you practice. Planning is actually whenever God give you that message, you feel that feeling of, hey, I want to do this, or I feel this burning desire inside of me. And when you begin to get that, you begin to plan. Planning means putting it into place, thinking about it, preparing. Preparing is researching. You researching what it is. For example, whenever I began to form Pure Wisdom, consulting Pure Wisdom, transitional. When I began to form Pure Wisdom, bear with me, I'm a little nervous right now. It's been a while. But when I formed Pure Wisdom, I was like, okay, hey, I want to help the world. I want to help the world. I want to help people. I want to help people heal because I went through this self-healing process and I wanted to be able to teach. So I began to plan. I began to prepare. Preparation was doing the research, healing within myself, and then practicing. And even in the preparation stage, I began to just look at what it is that I wanted to do. How could I help? How could I get certifications? How could I begin to share with the world? And then you have the next thing with the third thing, which is practice. Practice is whenever you're really just putting it into work. You're creating opportunities, whether that's, you want to do hair, you start doing hair in your kitchen, you start doing your sister your hair, your friend girl's hair, your cousin's hair. You begin to practice, you put those things in place. And that secret one, being engrossed in the manifestation, being engrossed in that vision of that goal, having tunnel vision. There is nothing else but that one burning desire that you want to bring to life, and you begin to just work at it, cultivate it, tunnel vision, focus. Small steps turn into giant leaps. That's my motto. Small steps turn into giant leaps. And what do those small steps look like? Day to day, and on a day-to-day routine, you begin to take steps, whether that's sending an email, whether that's you sitting in front of a camera and recording yourself to prepare to speak, whatever it looks like, you practicing and doing someone's hair, until you perfect that. That is the prep. That is the practice. And you become focused on that. You begin to master that one thing, because you can't, in order to be a master of many things, you have to first master that one thing. And that one thing you learn, you teach yourself. And that secret one, becoming engrossed. You become engrossed in that goal and creating. And you follow that plan every day. Consistency is key. When I was forming even my nonprofit organization, Another Chance, I knew that I needed to get in the community. I know that I needed to get involved. So I began to just seek out other organizations, opportunities for me to be of service, for me to be able to help individuals and, be, something better than what they are. Show them things, teach them things, share things, motivate with them, inspire them, encourage them, just give them messages of positivity. That secret one, you begin to become so engrossed in that one thing that you begin to perfect it, right? You perfect that thing because you consistently work at it. Hi, Catherine. But yeah, you begin to just work at it. You work at it, and that's secret one, becoming engrossed, creating that goal. Consuming yourself in that goal, but most importantly, when you become engrossed, I need for you to understand that on the other part of becoming engrossed, you have to self-care. You still have to self-care because there's balance. You have to create balance. You can't pour from an empty glass, right? So in order for you to be the best person or the best guru at what it is that you do, you have to perfect that thing. You have to work at it. Consistency every single day. You lay a brick a day. Small steps turn to giant leaps. And even like I stated with Another Chance, those small steps turn to giant leaps. 1 year later, we are in the community. We have had many news coverages. We have helped many families, hundreds of families. We have even put families in homes. We provided family with meals. We still provide families with meals, but it was that consistency. Every single day, doing something every day, doing something towards that one goal, right? That is secret one, becoming engrossed. Redeeming yourself. Secret two, you can only make the right decisions to manifest when you are focused. Focus. I cannot stress that enough, because many times we get consumed and distracted with many other things outside of what it is that we're supposed to do. And I'm gonna give you this tidbit, because when you find that thing that is for you, there are going to become many distractions that's going to come into your life that's going to deter you or slow you down or try to halt you or stagnate you from doing what it is that you're destined to do. Because on the other side of that distraction is gold. There is greatness, but you have to push through those distractions. You have to stay focused. So you have to, you have to say no to things. You have to say no to outings. You have to say no to, I'm gonna binge watch TV today. You have to say no even to your children. Hey, I need my me time. I need to work on this. Balance, boundaries, consistency. So remaining consistent. You make better decisions automatically when you're focused on that one thing, and you'll get to your goals much easier, much more efficiently when you're focused. When you really create a goal, when you create a task list, every day I get up and I write out a to-do list for the day. I stick with that to-do list. I do not move away from that to-do list, regardless of what happens throughout the day. Now, of course, things are going to happen. and you address those things as they come up, but you stick to the plan. Because remember, distractions are going to come. Distractions are always going to come, but it's very, very, very important for you to remain focused, which is secret two. Focus, 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 regardless of what it is that's going on around you. Address those things that's happening around you, but get back to what it is that you're doing, right? Handle those things, those important things that come up, but get back to what it is that you're doing. Focus. That's secret two. Secret three. An empty mind leads to manifestation. Tidbit tips. You gain increased insight and you get much clarity to be able to manifest and create. Your confidence increases and you're given more motivation from the inside. You don't get motivation from others. You get that self-motivation. You get that self-confidence, that courage, that tenacity to just keep pushing. An empty mind. When you clear your mind, and when you understand, going back to what I said earlier, you have to learn to program your mind and not allow your mind to program you. Because we think 1,000,001 thoughts a day, some positive, some negative. But you have to begin to program your mind to think the positive, to say, hey, I'm going this way today. Hey, no, I'm not going to think these thoughts. And even if the thoughts come up, you're going to flip the script. I have this other saying, you flip the script. If one negative thought come up, you're going to flip that one negative thought into 3 positive thoughts. Those 3 positive thoughts is going to literally cancel out that one negative thought. And you're going to consistently program your mind to do these things, right? So emptying your mind, not thinking, meditation. So I stay in a meditative state most of the time because I truly, really try not to allow the distractions. Of course, life happens, and I'm human, I'm flesh. I address those things. And even if I stumble a little bit, I make sure I get myself back in line, regardless if that's the angry emotion, regardless if that's the sad emotion, regardless of the loneliness or aloneness emotion, grief, loss, whatever that emotion is, whatever it is that you're feeling at that time, you need to understand that you empty your mind. When you empty your mind and make the decision to not think, it is a true thing to not think. It is truly a true thing to not think. You really have to program your mind. One of my other certifications is I'm a neuro-linguistic programmer. Neuro-linguistic programming meaning programming to the cellular cells of yourself, beginning to change those thoughts and consistently program, think, and then just sit in silence and don't do. You're going to sit in silence, and when you do think in a thought, you're gonna look at it as a movie screen. You're gonna look at it as a movie screen, and you're just gonna allow it to pass. You have different scenes in a movie. They come and they go. They come and they go. You're gonna allow your thoughts to do the same thing. Your thoughts, you're going to emptying your mind. When you empty your mind, I'm on my cell phone and people want to call me. Go figure. No distractions. Remember, see, perfect example. We're in the flesh, live in the flesh, no distractions. But you're going to empty your mind. And when you empty your mind and begin to think of those things and know that, you have to empty your mind in order to not think, in order to manifest. You have to empty your mind. Emptying your mind really leads to manifestation, because when you empty your mind, you begin to create more. You get more creativity. Creativity flows through you. You cannot create in a cluttered mind. You cannot create in a cluttered environment. I really take pride in keeping my home clean, because when you have a clean environment, you definitely have a clearer mind. So emptying your mind, emptying your environment, decluttering, clear the clutter. Take some time and really go about your home or your life and start getting rid of things. I just recently did a thing with my email a couple weeks ago. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of emails. We get the spam emails, and with those emails, I just began to clear my inbox, clear those things that I no longer needed. Get rid of those things that is expired. Clearing your mind. So that's secret 3, emptying your mind. When you empty your mind, you really create. You're really able to hear clearer. The nudges from God. You're able to hear the whispers from God. So that's secret 3 of redemption. Emptying your mind. Having a clear and empty mind leads to manifestation. Much easier, You get much clarity, and you gain greater insight, and you're able to move more efficiently. Secret 4. Secret 4. Momentary living will skyrocket your results. Momentary living means you are thinking only about the present moment and not the future or the past, right? So our mind, remember, neuro-linguistic programming. Our mind is trained to think about the future or fantasize on the past or dream about the future and not stay in the present moment. What is it that you're doing right now? I want to challenge you even in this moment. Are you watching this video, or are you allowing your mind to wander to the many things around you? Momentary living. When you live in the present, you create from the present. Focus. It goes back to being focused. You create better, you have more clarity. Always live in the moment. We can get distracted many times, right? We can get distracted many times, and the most important thing, even when you get distracted, head back to the path. Get back to the path and know that, hey, I'm in this moment. I'm going to live in this moment. I'm going to feel this emotion. Even if it's something that's, disturbing, or something that's uncomfortable, you're going to live in that moment. Let's just say, for example, you get sad about something. You get some disappointing news and you begin to cry, or, you begin to get frustrated. You are going to feel those emotions. You're going to sit in that moment and allow those emotions to come up. And you're going to teach yourself. You're going to teach yourself in that moment. You're going to self-heal and say, hey, why do I feel this way? You're going to begin to ask yourself questions. Clearing. Momentary living in the present. You're going to ask yourself these questions. Hey, why do I feel this way? What is it that's making me sad? What is it that's making me frustrated? Why do I feel this? What is it in my life that is causing me to feel this bad? Is it really that bad? No, because remember, life is all about learning, evolving, and growing. And life is always going to be challenged. You're going to be presented with one challenge after another, but it's not the challenge that you experience, but it's how you move through the challenge is what gets you greater results, right? So momentary living in the present moment. We can always think about what it is that we want to do in the future, and we can always reminisce on the past or where we've been, but it's really about that present moment, because when you live in the present moment, you're able to manifest, you're able to redeem yourself, you're able to understand, hey, this is what's going on with me today. This is why I feel this way. And many times you get the feelings and there is no real cause behind the feelings. It's just a longing. It's a longing to be with your authentic self. So feel those feelings, in those present moments. Allow those feelings to come up. Ask yourself the real questions and then move forward. Validate, vindicate, clear. Secret 5. Oh no, back to Secret 4. I wrote this long time ago, and I brought it back up when I was doing my studying, but it says, when you live in the present moment, your mind becomes connected to your own subconscious, the part of your mind that has no filter and process all information received through all your 6 senses. Your subconscious, right? Your subconscious is that thing back there in the back of your brain that process and filter everything that comes through. And you're going to see it, and you're going to experience it from all of the things that's happening around you, and your subconscious can play tricks on you, thus the negative thinking. Right, your subconscious is going to play tricks on you because there is no filter. It's just going to feed back to you like a movie screen. It's going to feed back to you everything that it has processed throughout the day. That's the importance, or throughout your life. That's the importance of meditation, because in meditation, you cancel, you clear, and delete. You get rid of all of the things that has come across your 6 senses. You process those things and you get rid of what don't supposed to be there, and you hold on to, and you lock in what it is that you're creating, or what it is, the good things that you want to remember and process from. So that is the subconscious filtering, because the subconscious don't have a bias. Subconscious just receive through everything, through television, through media, through radio, through the news, through friends, through information, through what you see, what you hear, even what you taste, That's subconscious. So if you take something raw and you take something ill that's nasty, you're going to process that in a way, in some type of way. So it's important for you to sit with yourself, knowing that the subconscious mind do not have a filter, and it is your responsibility to filter those negative things out. Secret 5. You can create time by doing things correctly. There are enough hours in the day to get things done. Just simplify. Creating that to-do list, redeeming yourself, maximizing your time, maximizing your trials into triumphs. Concentrate on doing good things and become efficient at forming habits. When you concentrate, when you focus on doing the good things continue to come for you. That's the karma. You know, if you focus on the negative things will happen. If you consistently focus on the positive things will happen. If you say positive affirmations, if you speak positive in your life, if you speak positive in someone else's life, if you do a good deed or a good act towards someone else, those things will come back towards you. So, doing things correctly, sitting down, that to-do list, it's important. It's extremely important to make a to-do list because, again, we get distracted, right? We're easily distracted. And that to-do list really keeps you focused and keeps you on task. You know, like I said, you're going to get away from, you may get distracted and get away from it. Something may happen, you know, that causes you to have to shift your focus onto something else. But you're going to take care of that thing. Remember, living in that present moment, you're going to take care of that one thing, but you're going to get back to your to-do list. Stick with that to-do list. And as you stick with the to-do list, you will see that things will become easier. You will see that you will begin to check off those different tasks that's on your to-do list in a much more efficient manner because you are creating the time to do the things the right way. Doing the things the right way. Sending that email. Focusing on that task at hand, that to-do list. I'm big on a to-do list, writing that to-do list, because if I don't, just realistically, I'm all over the place. I'm scattered, you know, and really not much get done. So I really focus on creating that to-do list. I sit down, I write that to-do list for the day. Sometimes I write a to-do list for the week, whatever that looks like. For me, I kind of try to do it to maximize my day because that's all we have is the day. So in the present moment, and you just work towards that. You work towards those things a little bit at a time, and consistency is key. That's a habit. You form that habit every day, focusing on that task. So if you create a to-do list today, it's important that you create a to-do list tomorrow. If you create a to-do list for the week, it's important that you pick a day and you create your to-do list for that week. Sticking to the task at hand, doing things in a efficient manner, and doing things correctly. Secret 6. The quality of your food diet can heavily impact your manifestation strength. I had to learn this the hard way. So, I'm pescatarian. Like I eat a little turkey here and there or whatever, but my diet consists of seafood, fruits, and veggies. I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. Might eat chicken every blue moon, but you know, my thing is seafood, fruits, and veggies, and carbs. So I'm mindful of what I put in my body, because when you consume within your body, when you feed yourself food, you have to understand that there is different levels, cellular levels of food, just like there's different cells in your body. There's different cellular levels to food, and you take on those cellular levels from those animals, those butchered animals. You know, if an animal is butchered, you know, and they have a horrific death, you're going to feel that in your body because it transfers to you as you eat it. So I really, really focus on my diet. You know, I make sure that I remain light. When you remove the heaviness, the heavy foods, when you remove the heavy foods, it makes you lighter. It makes you think clearer too. You know, you have much more clarity. So monitoring your diet, and you don't have to get rid of things. Just everything is in moderation. Too much of anything is not good for you, right? Excess. Too much of anything is not good for you. So just monitoring your diet, monitoring what it is that you put inside of you, and know that you are to walk and travel light. When you walk and you travel light on your journey, you're able to create, you're able to redeem yourself, you're able to connect to your authenticity, you're able to hear God clearer, you know, you're able to create. So that diet is important. That's step 6. Step 7, our final step. Step 7. High levels of confidence will help you to manifest. It's not cocky, baby. It is confidence. It is God confidence. It's not ego. It's not boastful. It is being confident in what it is that you're doing. It's being comfortable in what it is that you're doing. Even if you make mistakes, because mistakes is a part of learning. Remember, we only come here to learn, evolve, and grow, right? So when you make mistakes, those mistakes are meant to correct you, and grow you. So having that confidence, even whenever you feel like, hey, I don't know about this today. Move through it. Get it done. Fear. On the other side of fear is greatness. On the other side of fear is greatness. I'm sure you've heard it all the time. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And what comes to me is you think about artists, singers, dancers, musicians, things of that sort. When they get on stage in front of all of these people, I've heard many times, and I'm sure you have too, they get antsy, they get fearful, even if they've been doing it for a very long time. But they get up on that stage and they do it anyway, and they do it with perfection. You don't know, because you push through the fear. On the other side of fear is greatness. You either have faith or you have fear, but you can't have both, right? So fear is your number one killer. You're going to feel the fear and you're going to do it anyway, even if it comes. That's just like programming your mind. You're going to train yourself to flip the script. If something negative comes, if a negative thought comes, you want to think 3 positive thoughts to cancel out that one negative thought. Think about those things. Be mindful. Not even just be mindful, but be present. When you're present, you're able to process through life. You're able to be peaceful, even if things are going on around you. I was reading something earlier this morning about true love, right? True love. Many times we look for true love from my family, from my friends, from my partners, from my coworkers. We look for love, and true love is knowing that we all are imperfect people. True love is accepting a person for who and what they are, regardless of what it is that they're battling with. That's true love. That's agape love. That's additional love. Put yourself in that person's shoes. How would you feel if you went through that situation? What would you want in your life if you went through that situation? So placing yourself in other people's shoes, being confident. Confidence happens by following a positive daily routine, and consistency is key. So following a daily routine, those are the 7 secrets to manifestation and redeeming your life. Redemption. Remember, you're going to turn your trials into triumphs. And even during the pandemic, you can always flip the script. And regardless of how negative a situation is, remember, there's always polar opposites. You have light, you have dark, you have day, you have night, you have good, you have bad, you have positive, you have negative. You have to balance those things. You have to train your mind. You have to train your body to see the good. And remember, we're living in the present moment and emptying your thoughts. You don't have to think all the time. It's not meant for you to think all the time. It's just meant for you to be. When you just sit and meditate. You don't have to sit in your eyes, sit down and sit in this stance and You don't have to do that. You know what I mean? You can sit in silence and just be. Regardless of what it is that's going on around you, do not allow those things to distract you or move you from your internal peace, remove you from your authenticity, from God, from being able to hear, to be able to know that you are loved despite what it is that you have going on. Know that you are confident despite you have confidence, and you are courageous in what it is that you have going on in your life. You have all that you need. And those are the 7 secrets of manifestation. Those 7 secrets of manifestation is how you redeem your life. You're going to redeem yourself. Remember, redemption is whenever you turn those trials into triumphs, and know that regardless, trouble don't last always, and this too shall pass. I thank you guys for allowing me to come in and be able to provide you with pure wisdom. Of course, you can reach me on my social page, Pure Wisdom. And then you can also send me an email that is support, SUPPORT, wisdominc.com. I do professional counseling. I do personal counseling. I allow my prophetic giftings to be able to help you see things that you can't see. I don't hold your hand, you know. Thank you. I need to. I need to, Catherine. I actually, well, that is another thing in my book as a published author, my book Paradise. Paradise, it's called, I said it's the mirror effect. So I take you through my story of the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great, right? And in that, you're able to see parts of yourself. And then in the back of the book, you take yourself, it's assessments. There are assessments in the back of the book. Self-healing. You're going to ask yourself, sit down with yourself and answer the questions in raw form. There is no right, there is no wrong. You know, you're going to answer those things based on what it is that you're feeling. And then you're going to go back and you're going to look at those things and monitor, not even monitor, but check in on your progress. You're going to check in on your progress, right? So that's Paradise, the book. Thank you. You're going to, you know, really, really just take time on yourself. Self-healing is work. Self-healing is not easy. You know, I'm not going to paint a pretty picture and tell you, hey, you know, this is perfect. Oh, it's going to be pretty and roses, because it's not. You know, you're going to cry. You're going to be angry. You're going to be upset. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to think and see these things, you know, and you're going to blame yourself. But that's not what it's about. It's about sitting with yourself. It's about being real with yourself so that you can connect with your authenticity. And when you connect with your authenticity, you're able to stand greater in your purpose. You're able to understand what your purpose is here on this earth, to be able to help another person see things that they did not see. So again, thank you guys for allowing me to pour into you tonight. It has been quite a while since I have really shared. I used to do women empowerment events and, you know, speak in front of people. But it's been a while because of COVID, and also because I have been focused on the nonprofit organization. But Catherine, I thank you so much for allowing me to be able to pour into your group, you know, pour into the sandbox. I love the word sandbox because guess what? Everything comes out. There is no filter. Remember, there is no filter. You have to learn to filter. You have to program. You have to allow and be conscious of what you allow in your life. You have to allow things to come. You have to allow things to go. You have to give the gift of goodbye. T.D. Jakes said this one time, knowing how to give and when to give the gift of goodbye. And it is okay to give the gift of goodbye. So you can give goodbye to the old you. You've redeemed yourself. You've gained that redemption. So much love and light. I will post the links here in the once I go off of it. I'll put the links on the in the comments of this video. You will have the links. Of course, you can book a session with me, 100% confidential as always. And like I say, I don't hold your hand. I give you the raw and the real. Most importantly, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I let you sit with yourself and I let you shine light on yourself. You know, I allow you to really see and sit with yourself and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I could have done this way, or maybe I could have done that. Just having someone giving you different perspectives on life and giving you different experiences for you to see things in a different way, it begins to help you heal, you know, and help you live your life in a better way. Much love and light to you guys. Thank you so much, Catherine. And I'll post the links within the group. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday evening. And I'm going to do the same. Of course, you guys know where you can find me. Good night.